Good morning.
You promised us all yesterday you would tell us if Draisaitl and Henrique were playing tonight. What can you tell us?
They are a game time decision. They will be coming to the rink and probably both partaking in the warm-up, and we'll make a decision then.
It's playoffs, so obviously if guys can play, they're going to, but at the same time, you don't want to risk further injury. So, where Draisaitl is concerned, how much of that conversation happens about his ability to go, but also being careful.
Yeah, no, you obviously have to consider about his health, his well-being for long term. And, those decisions we make are, you have to consider his career. And then also whereabouts we are in the series. It's a game 2 opposed to a game 7. And, there's a lot of things to factor right now. But right now, we both come to the rink. We'll make a decision then.
I promised I'd keep asking you about your goaltender. Who are you starting tonight?
Stuart is our starting goalie.
Can you talk about the emotion heading into a game 2 after kind of a dramatic finish to game 1?
It doesn't matter if you lose games by 5 or 6 or overtime or with leads, whatever it is. You got to be able to, the teams that have good long playoff runs and are successful are able to put whatever happened in the past behind them and move on to the next game. Right now, we've got a very resilient group, and we've handled adversity very well throughout the season. And we're putting game 1 behind us, and we're getting ready for game 2.
Hey, Kris, just over here. So maybe just give me a thought on the Canucks are a very resilient group, as you guys are, but the importance of trying to, when you have them down, to kind of keep them down and put the foot on the throat type thing and put them away. The importance of just trying to do that as opposed to giving them a chance to get some life.
Yeah, I think it's very important. Anytime you have a lead, not opening up, giving bad passes, feeding their transition, certainly not giving them odd man rushes. Power plays are very important, especially that's obviously an excellent opportunity for a team to get in the back in it. I think our discipline's been pretty good through the playoffs. And I guess the other thing would be the mentality of the attack mentality of still pushing and spending time in the offensive zone and not sitting back, and you still want to have a strong forecheck.
This is a little bit offbeat. The miscellaneous stats, the hits, the block shots, even face-offs and stuff. As a coaching staff, do you look at that game sheet and make judgments on your team, or do you go by the eye test, or do you keep your own stats? Do you trust the official game sheet on all those stats?
No, I don't. But we do look at those, and they usually tell a picture. Face-off percentages, what's a win and loss, the hits. Definitely the giveaways and takeaways are usually skewed. But, some of it we do, but very lightly.
Tell me about the importance of having a healthy Draisaitl for your face-off game. You guys didn't do that well in the circle in game 1. He's a big part of you guys winning draws. How's that work tonight?
Yeah, well, obviously make a decision there what we're going to do. And I think there's other guys that had an off night. I think overall we've got a lot of guys who are 50%, over 50%. I think our guys will dig in a little bit more and win those, or at least make them a 50-50. But, I think throughout the season you have those off nights. And tonight, they are a strong face-off team. But I think we'll be much better tonight.
Good morning, Kris. Just in the middle here. How do you evaluate your team's ability to stay even keel within all the swings of a hockey game?
I think they've done a very good job. And I think, looking back to when I got here, and obviously there's a lot of adversity going on. It was a very stressful time. But, we've got one of the older teams in the league, and a lot of playoff games, a lot of experience. And I've said this throughout the year. I think they've handled all those situations very well.
When Stuart Skinner allows 5 goals on the number of shots that he did, is there a conversation between you and Stuart, or do you kind of just trust him enough to kind of bounce back as he has showcased all season long?
No, there's a conversation, not about certainly the game, but we talked, and it wasn't very different than other conversations that I've had when he's had a shutout. He's always bounced back very well. And I think his body of work says a lot about him, and he's been very solid. What I've seen of him, he's been an elite goalie since I've been in this position. And when he has had an off game, he's always responded and played very well. So we got no concerns.
Hi, Kris. Connor McDavid didn't have any shots in Game 1. Did the Canucks show something unexpected that now needs to be countered, or is it just a matter of execution?
No, I think Vancouver should get a lot of credit for being a tight checking team and not giving much space. And you saw it in their previous series against Nashville. There wasn't a lot of shots, and just because it was very tight checking. And, Connor, it was a first for him not getting a shot on net. But, there's, I don't know how many playoff games that had as little power play time also, which, typically there's power play shots there. And, we had a couple of miscues where just missed the net or they just got stick on it. But a lot of it was they did a good job.
Kris, 20 seconds into the game, Miller's water skiing off of McDavid. You had the situation with Draisaitl and Zadorov. I mean, those guys are good players for them. Do you need to increase the physicality on some of their better players? Because they were obviously engaged with some of your better players.
It all depends on, standard, what's called at that night. And you can say we want to be more aggressive, and then it might backfire and we're in the box all night. I think we're a pretty tight checking team. I think we are pretty physical. I think last game we were backed off on the physicality a little bit, but we're going to play our game, and I think the biggest thing is that we're moving our feet, and if we're moving our feet, it'll lead to more physicality because we're finishing our checks because we're there in time. But we definitely don't want to be going out of our way to finishing checks.
With the two guys sort of game time decision, who will take warm up and maybe be on standby for you?
They can both go out for the warm up.
Who else though? Like in terms of extras in case they can't.
Sam Carrick. Sam Carrick will be ready.